Okay, so each of the work areas has a number of cables. There should be 8 cables per work area. And so what I've done on the cables is I have labeled those. As you can see, this is WA for work area 5.3. The .3 is the cable number. So in other words, there's like 5.1 through 5.8. That means that'll be for each of the cables, so you can use the right cable on the other side, or find the right cable. So basically what you're going to do is take, in this particular one for installing 4 data cables, you're going to end up with 4 wires, 2 in the conduit, 2 in the wall. And what you'll do is you'll use the proper pulling procedure and for the conduit and for the wall. And then just like we did with the wall jacks, you'll terminate each one of the cables, 2 in the conduit, 2 in the wall with wall jacks. And then we'll go over to the patch panel on the other side and we'll explain how that's done. Okay, so the cables again are all bundled up on this side. We're on the TR side, which is the telecommunications room. So when we take down the cables, again, this side here is going to have a cable that'll have a number on it. Notice how it says TR3.3. That means this is cable number 3, just like work area 5.3 was cable number 3 on that side. Okay, so we have the cables that would match each other on each side. So we'll bring this cable down over on the equipment rack, and we'll bring it down the side and we'll lay it in on the patch panel. You'll be assigned 4 ports, one for each cable corresponding to either the conduit or the one in the wall. So each one of those plates will have 2 wall jacks in it. There'll be 2 in the conduit and 2 in the wall plate. And so, but you'll be given ports that have to correspond to those. Example, if I told you that this was supposed to be in the conduit on the top one, and it's supposed to land on port number 12, you take the conduit top jack over there and you'd bring this cable in and lay it down just like we did on the patch panel exercise, that you lay it down on port 12, dress it all in and finish it all up. So what I'll do is, since I'm not doing it here, I'll show you one that's finished. So here's the patch panel side with the 4 cables put in and dressed in. Example, here we have 15 and 20 as ports, 40 and 45, so those will correspond to the 4 ports on the other side. Notice how they're all dressed in, neatly dressed up here, brought up on the cable rack. Notice the cables are all dressed in on the cable rack, or at least laid in nice. And then we'll take a look at the finished side on the work area. Okay, so this is the work area side. Notice 2 wall jacks, wall jacks put into a wall plate, into the sheetrock, and 2 into the conduit. Now those 2 are terminated to those 4 I showed you on the patch panel. And if you look, everything's been pulled in. And if you go up to the top, notice that all the cables are neatly put up onto the rack and dressed in. And that's what I'm looking for. How well is this installation finished? Are all the wall jacks done? Are they terminated? Do they have on the little plastic covers? Those kind of things. Those are all the things I'm looking for. Are the cables, are the twist rates right? Or did we untwist them too far? Those are the kind of things. Did we have the proper bend radius as we did all of the installation? Those are the kinds of things I'll be looking for on this particular installation. Okay, once we've made sure that our installation is all neatly installed, what we're going to do is we're actually going to certify the cables to make sure they work as we say they should. So again, we'll plug into the port over here with the certifier, and then we'll move over with the other half of the certifier to the patch panel. Okay, so on this side on the patch panel, we'll take the other part of the certifier. Again, we need to make sure we're set up to test the right thing. In this case, a Cat 5e permanent link. And I set them up in a 568B, so that's what I'll use for the test. Again, we'll jack into the proper port, which will be assigned. And once we've done that, what we'll do is we'll run the test. And if everything has gone well for you, we should get a pass. Okay, so what we're looking for is each one of them terminated in the proper place, to the proper port, and each one passing the certification test.